Master, look who we found. Pulled from the wreckage of his ship, Wheeljack. This is the dawning of a new age, my liege. The reign of Megatron.
How is it that you have managed to materialize that, yet not the remains of a single Autobot?
Answer your lord and master. Where are their bodies?
The Autobots clearly ground-bridged from their base before it was destroyed. They could be anywhere.
We must initiate global surveillance, my lord. Send search and destroy teams to every sector of this planet.
Soundwave, monitor all Earth-based transmissions for any sign of Autobot communication. With each other, or with their human counterparts.
Master. Foolish humans. I shall deploy the Armada.
That won't be necessary, Starscream.
No offense, Megatron, but I'm having a tough time swallowing all this.
Now that the one true enemy of the Decepticons is no more.
You too have a way with words, Master. I almost believed you myself.
Earth is our planet now, Starscream, and we shall finish what we started. Humankind...
Believe me, Wheeljack, there is more where that came from. And you will tell me the location of your compatriots. No matter what it takes, or how long.
Like I told you, they weren't expecting me. They never bothered to fill me in. So go ahead.
Master. Master. We have a visual. Well, in my experience...
Not a riddle, Starscream.
Sorry.
Ah! Well, did any of the surveillance data survive?
A shame. We might have at least learned the direction in which RC and the human fled.
I find myself in urgent need of good news. So please, Knockout, tell me that you found something useful. Shockwave. Just the tactical advantage I need. Perished on Cybertron.
Yes, as did we all.
Left for scrap. Abandoned.
The explosion, it collapsed the power core chamber. The last thing anyone witnessed was you charging into the space bridge portal. No one saw you come back out.
I find your reply to be logical.
But you will be pleased to know that I avenged your seeming demise by personally terminating the Autobot Cliffjumper. As Megatron's first lieutenant, allow me to welcome you back to the winning team.
And allow me to clarify the new chain of command. While Starscream will retain authority over military operations, Shockwave will be my first lieutenant in charge of all scientific endeavors.
So you are saying we shall each report directly to you?
Affirmative.
Completely logical, my liege. Shockwave's toadying is so transparent. Megatron's respect is earned by deeds, not words. Useless, useless, useless. Billions of cameras in the hands of those miserable humans. One of them is bound to catch an Autobot eventually. Well, well, well. What have we here? Lord Megatron, I have found something of great interest. An Autobot. Wait, what? It was just here. Surely... Vow of silence. Such a cop-out. But I will have you know, Shockwave, that I have been grinding Wheeljack down for days. If he knew anything, he would have spilled it by now.
Again, some prove to be better at holding their tongues than others.
Perhaps you would have better results if, instead of a club, you used a scalpel. The patch failed to yield any new information on the whereabouts of the Autobots.
Then it would seem that Wheeljack has outlived his usefulness. With your permission, Lord Megatron, I will see to his immediate termination.
Wheeljack is not the first prisoner to escape Starscream's care.
Actually, Master, I allowed Wheeljack to escape.
You what?
But the Autobot's every move, his every word, will be monitored. Thanks to a simple tracking device implanted while the prisoner was still unconscious, following the failed cortical psychic patch. Now, all we have to do is wait, watch, and listen. When the Wrecker reunites with the other Autobots, my armada will strike.
Khan's blasted it to dust.
The dimwit played right into my hands. All seekers to the flight deck. We have pinpointed the enemy. Attack my armada. Hold fast. They are approaching your position. He tricked us.
But you allowed their number to increase. Is there no one who can bring me their heads?
If I may, Laurent, I resumed work on a long-dormant project. One that I believe may provide a solution to our current problem.
The Autobots continue to evade us. What makes you think we can afford to wait for the answer to our prayers to be birthed in some petri dish?
You misunderstand. The subject has been fully cultivated and need only be transported from my laboratory on Cybertron.
Then by all means.
I present to you, my liege, the ultimate Autobot.
A Predacon. They've been extinct since the beginning of Cybertronian history.
Indeed. But the specimen you see before you was bred in the laboratory.
Master, please, keep your distance. Sorry, overreacting. Easy for you to say knockout. Nobody here wants your post. I, on the other hand, hold the most coveted position within the Decepticon ranks. And no matter what he may claim, I know that Shockwave is plotting to usurp me. Did you see the smug look in his eye when he unveiled that vile beast to Lord Megatron? What a grave disappointment this must be for you, Master. And to make matters worse, because it cannot speak, we have no way of knowing why the Predacon failed so miserably. Poor, mute, mindless creature. I knew the humans couldn't resist using their telecommunications. That is all they seem to do. Seek and destroy. Humans. Stand by to ground bridge. Soundwave, why can't you accept a little good fortune? The Autobots couldn't possibly stay hidden forever. It's one of our Energon mines. Insecticons, prepare for battle.
There must be some mistake, Commander Starscream. The mine is not under attack.
What? How can that
Starscream!
be? Huh?
Explain why my forces are scattering across this globe.
Renegade Autobot mischief, Lord Megatron. I am in the process of deducing how they are infiltrating our communication systems without a base of... the Harbinger.
You left abandoned Decepticon technology fully operational and unsecured!
Allow me to correct my oversight immediately. Seek armada to the flight deck. Your target is the Decepticon ship, the Harbinger. You are to obliterate it at once. My armada is in position. Open a ground bridge to the Harbinger. I assure you, Master, I have everything under control.
Lord Megatron, I accept that military considerations are outside of my domain.
Oh, well. Yes, that's right. Go off and sulk, why don't you? All invaders have been taken captive, Master. There was no sign of Optimus Prime.
So tell me, and fire each cannon at the nearest metropolis within its sights. It is time to show the known universe that this planet belongs to Megatron.
Master, something's coming. Not beastie enough. I know that color scheme. Wait, he can't fly, can he?
Commander, a cluster of enemy signals incoming.
Humans. Activate the fusion cannons! Transport Lord Megatron to the warship.
What are you doing? No! We will not retreat!
This battle is lost, my liege. We must retreat if we are to have any hope of winning the war. On Earth? I mean, isn't it just a little preposterous? Another scavenger hunt? How logical would it really be to locate all the dusty remains of your former pets?
You are not suggesting that I would send my creations to a distant planet without first having them microchipped.
Well, I was. But seriously, you did? Is it really wise for Shockwave to spawn an army of beasts here in this laboratory, or within any part of this warship? I mean, not even the lone beast we had was compact enough to stroll these corridors without tearing them asunder. Which reminds me, I am so very sorry for your loss. You think of everything, don't you? We are under attack! Autobots?
Illogical. Though there appears to be an enormous mass upon the upper hull.
How did it find us?
Predacons possess precise homing instincts.
And astonishing resilience. Starscream, assume command of my beast.
Me, Master? I mean, I wouldn't dream of seizing such an honor from its very creator.
Military command of the Predacon is most logical, since my services are required elsewhere.
You miserable beast. I am your commanding officer, and I order you to crawl into your kennel now! I said go already! Okay. Now in you go! Do your worst. The Apex armor is virtually... No! Release me!
Starscream, are you with the beast?
Yes, Master. We've been reviewing attack maneuvers. He's doing quite well.
One of the excavation teams has failed to report in.
I shall assemble my Seeker Armada immediately and...
I would prefer that you lead our newly returned asset on this mission.
Given that the ship is currently unoccupied, it would seem the Autobots did stumble upon our little mining operation. No worries. My Predacon is no doubt dismantling the interlopers as we speak. It was a challenge, but I managed to tame the savage beast. Taught it to heed my every command.
You're not wearing the armor to protect yourself from it?
From my beloved pet? Of course not. In fact, it's getting rather warm in here. Ah, ventilation. Ooh, that'll do some damage. Miko, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you trying to reach this ship? To call for help, perhaps? What do you know? It does fetch. Go ahead. Make a wreck of her, as you no doubt did the Wreckers.
Starscream, status report.
Master, we have secured the bone, and our Predacon is dealing with the Autobots' pet human as we speak. On my command, of course.
I will not risk losing a precious commodity to your arrogance. Return with my prize immediately. You can stay behind and finish the Autobots.
Yes, Master. Assuming I can coerce the brainless brute into... But you never obey my commands. You heard our master. We must locate the Autobots as soon as I retrieve what belongs to me. Even the strongest armor can't protect the weakest of creatures.
Protected you, didn't it?
You do know that I vanquished Cliff Jumper, don't you?
Big whoop.
Retreat! Isn't empty-handed 2 words?
You would know. Or did your missing armor turn up?
Why, you wheel-bound...
Starscream, you have failed me enough for one day. Assume the task of monitoring for Predacon energy signatures at once.
Yes, my liege.
I'm sure you'll find the gig as invigorating as I did, Screamer.
Shockwave has an...
What are you lurking about for? Get back to your kennel! You mindless brute! Look what you've done! The primitive mutt demolishes our entire communications network. And Lord Megatron intends to breed more of it? Would you two hurry? I want this fixed before our master is bothered by such distracting minutiae. Entering access override code and rebooting now. No! No, 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 no! Soundwave practically has the dish repaired, Master.
Which is all well and good for Soundwave. But for you...
Knockout to Lord Megatron, please come in!
See? All fixed.
Some.
It was the beast that disrupted communications, my liege. I beg you to reconsider Project Predacon. The creature is incorrigible. And void of all but the most rudimentary intelligence. Oh, will my torment never end? First, I had to vie for Megatron's favor against that treacherous harpy arachnid. Now I must contend with Shockwave and his incorrigible beast.
Oh, look on the bright side, Starscream. At least one of them is currently on ice, locked up tight in the vault of our warship.
Oh, how I would love to stuff Shockwave and his mangy abomination right into that stasis pod beside her. The only reason his Project Predacon is currently in full swing is because I supervise the acquisition of his dozens of Predacon bones. Will you please keep your lab rat quiet while I'm airing my grievances?
Starscream, help me.
My. Whatever have you been inflicting upon poor Silas?
Ha! Well, anything that merits the need for a living petri dish.
Despite your justifiable lack of regard for his human side, it doesn't trouble you to watch what remains of your former partner endure your scientific endeavors.
Not really. Besides, Silas once had poor Breakdown pinned to his lab table. I think my former partner would be pleased to be a part.
What just happened?
You recall that synthetic energon I recovered from the Autobots? Well, I've been reproducing the formula to test its viability as an alternative energy source. However, the compound remains erratic, and there have been side effects.
Such as?
Starscream, I hope you replaced your T-code because I'm going to tear it out all over again and feed it to Knockout!
Sheer unbridled aggression.
Such power and fury. Megatron has long desired a beast machine super soldier, and we now possess the means of delivering one to him.
Their incubation.
Master, if I do say so myself, I have made the most intriguing discovery. It appears that...
Not now! Please continue, Shockwave. No one important.
Did you speak with our liege about our little enterprise?
He was otherwise engaged. Just how much of this synth-N have you given him?
2 additional doses, 3 at the most. But Silas's increasingly volatile nature isn't the only wrinkle. It appears that the more green stuff I administer, the faster this monstrosity formerly known as Breakdown burns through his own natural energon reserves.
This will not do! Megatron already possesses one unruly beast with that Predacon of his. What good is another freak of nature that cannot be controlled? Wait. I'm a fool.
Dark Energon? You are more than a fool, Starscream. I think your neural cluster has blown a massive fuse.
Oh, on the contrary, dear Doctor. Adding Dark Energon to the formula should provide Lord Megatron with full control over his super soldier.
Okay, true that Lord Megatron seems to possess a symbiotic link to anyone or thing infused with the dark matter, allowing him to manipulate them as if they were puppets, but... have you forgotten what the so-called Blood of Unicron did to our warship?
That was the result of a massive infusion. I am suggesting a drop or two. Merely enough to allow our master to command his warrior at will.
Even so, it's too drastic a measure to undertake without Shockwave's approval. I do, after all, report to him.
Not on this project. Super soldiers fall under military operations. Meaning, dear Knockout, that you now report to me. Are we clear?
Wait for it.
Humans in any form cannot be relied upon.
It's alive!
Scrap! Oh, for the love of... Now what?
I tried to tell you before. It's a side effect of the synthen. He's burned through his own natural reserves.
Then perhaps we should withhold any infusions for a while. Might calm Silas down a bit. Make him a tad more manageable.
Need Energon.
Do you think he's actually trying to...
Suck out our energon with that thing? Sure seems that way.
See if you can hold him off.
What? We need to sound the alarm!
Out of the question. Megatron will undoubtedly hold us responsible.
But we are!
Well, you are, mostly. Anyway, his lordship doesn't need to know that. Not if we handle this the right way.
Meaning?
Use your head, Knockout. This ship is crawling with highly trained Viacon troopers armed for combat. The moment Silas attempts to feed, they will neutralize him for us. Problem solved. Once we recover Silas's body, we must dispose of it as quickly and efficiently as possible. No trace of him can be allowed to remain.
His infected body. Gone. Completely drained of energon. Tell me something, Starscream. When you said problem solved, is this even close to what you had in mind?
I do not appreciate your tone, Knockout. This brewing catastrophe is hardly my fault.
Well, it certainly isn't mine.
Oh no, you're the mastermind who chose to experiment with synthetic energon.
And you're the monkey wrench who thought it was a good idea to dabble in voodoo.
Energon! I thought you said he had no spark!
Dark energon. It reanimates the dead. Aim for the head!
What? How do you know?
I have seen human horror films. At drive-in theaters.
Forget the head! Go for the spark!
We severed its link to the Dark Energon. Human horror films wasted time. If the mutation can be passed along with a single bite, the entire crew is at risk.
You're saying Silas could beget more Terracons?
Could happen. And the ensuing feeding frenzy could turn this entire warship into a scrap heap. So now, can we sound the alarm?
You there! Have you noticed any unusual activity in this sector? Knockout, this situation might be a bit more dire than either of us ever imagined.
I find it rather ironic that after battling Autobots all these years, getting smacked down, shot at, blown up, this is how our lights go out?
Drained of our precious fluids. If this is indeed the end, if we are to become Terracon Chow, it has been an honor serving Lord Megatron with you.
You're no breakdown. Though I must confess, I have always admired your lustrous finish.
Well then.
Should be going.
Would either of you like to tell me what exactly is going on?
Yes, absolutely nothing, my liege.
All is quiet. Too quiet. One could even say dull.
Funny, because the dark energon within my spark has been pulsing.
Allow me to handle this. It's Knockout's fault!
Precisely my what?
He infused Silas with a cocktail comprised of dark and synthetic energon, creating a monstrous mutation which is now on the verge of turning your entire crew into mindless energon-sucking Terracons.
I do not know from what madness your yarns spring, Starscream. But if I learn that you have been dabbling with my dark energon stores again, attempting to infuse yourself with its formidable power...
My liege?
Let me just say, you have been awarded more chances for redemption than anyone in Decepticon history. Energon! Hey, you there. What are you doing? I order you, stand down!
We did try to tell you.
Then why can I not command the monster to follow my bidding?
While the trace of Dark Energon should have granted you control over these ghouls, I believe the synthetic component may be corrupting your link to them.
Initiate high alert. Instruct all troops to keep their distance from the mutations and terminate on sight. Your fate, however, remains to be seen. Why are you still here? Find this creation of yours and eradicate it immediately.
I realize Lord Megatron's only doing this to punish us, but how are we the best choice to hunt down Silas? I mean, why not deploy his beloved beast machine super soldier, After all, it is supposed to be the ultimate hunter.
Out of the question. Can you imagine if the Predacon became infected? Nothing could stop it. Our Our ordeal is finally over.
Or not.
Scrap!
Starscream, have you made contact with the Plaguebringer?
Actually, my liege, I have good news. And bad news.
Yes. The containment protocol you recommended to prevent any further outbreak is now underway. Oh, and Shockwave, having just lost more than half our military might, I cannot stress enough the importance of Project Predacon. See if you can speed things along, will you? Knockout, need I remind you that as the ship's medic, you report directly to Shockwave, not Starscream.
Understood, Master.
Just to be sure, you will hand over all of your projects to him immediately, including this synthetic energon.
As you wish, my liege.
And as for you...
Lord Megatron, if you will just allow me to explain things.
No. Allow me to explain things in a manner which I know you'll understand.
Another abandoned mine?
Come, Starscream.
My liege, who could have foreseen that my alternative super soldier experiment would encounter technical difficulties?
Resulting in the loss of the Insecticon hive and over half our remaining troops.
Forgive me, Master. My intentions were true. Please, please reconsider my termination. Oh, Shockwave's offsite laboratory. Most impressive.
The Predacon clones have almost fully evolved.
Well done, Shockwave. Knockout! I'm waiting.
Unruly beast! You dare to roam freely without permission! I did not realize that the beast was capable of transformation.
Nor did I.
I am no beast.
And now we know.
But I pledge undying obedience to you, my one true master.
Former beast may fully believe himself to be a loyal servant today. But trust me, the moment our Royal Highness realizes that his army possesses greater might than what currently remains of the Decepticons.
Evolution will give way to revolution. Why assume that we will be the ones to perform the deed? After all, if the Predaking were to discover that, say, the Autobots were responsible for wiping out his comrades, our resident beast might, in turn, destroy our hated enemies for us. Or they him.
The Autobots have arrived. You did not inform me that your plan was already in motion.
Only so the whole affair would appear less staged.
I have yet to purge my lab of sensitive materials.
Then do not let me keep you, Shockwave. Over and out.
You scrapped him on purpose, didn't you?
Lord Megatron, it seems Project Predacon has fallen into Autobot hands.
How is this possible?
Starscream, scramble your Seeker Armada.
At once, my liege.
No.
What is this?
Pure Cybertronian cybermatter. Indeed. Yet the cybernucleic acid alone cannot account for these cyber forms. Simply put, This combination of elements could allow us to cyberform entire worlds.
Why do I feel a shockwave plan coming on?
Do not think for a moment, Starscream, that it has gone unnoticed that you left me at the mercy of the Autobots.
Master! Are you going to allow one lieutenant to harm another? Master?
I'm thinking.
I am tempted to force you to share my perception of things.
No! I only did what I thought was best for the mission. But I do feel compelled to add that it was my very error in judgment that made this happy accident possible. If I recollect, you were seeking to purge your laboratory of sensitive materials before the Autobots arrived, were you not?
Your argument is logical.
Why does this cyber matter resemble chaos?
Unstable. I will turn my attention to correcting that.
Scream with your wish list. Since Shockwave must turn his attention to the stabilization of our cyber matter, you will be in charge of acquisitions.
Laserbeak unable to triangulate Soundwave's current location. Are you not concerned about what our comrade might spill?
Of one thing I'm certain. Soundwave knows when to impart information and when to withhold it.
A particle collider synchrotron.
Excellent, Shockwave.
However, the successful completion of
Attempting to abduct the one Autobot who rarely leaves their base. A base we have yet to locate may prove to be a challenge, which would still require knowing the location of their base.
Are you through poking around inside my head?
We would very much like for you to complete your work on the formula for synthetic energon.
Humans, always the weak link.
Think it over, good doctor.
My liege, you aren't really going to allow the Autobots to remain operational.
Of course not. Assemble your armada, Starscream, and decimate their base once again.
Concentrate your fire on Hangar E. Lord Megatron, I am pleased to report that the Autobot base has been reduced to ashes.
You did destroy the Autobot base, did you not?
With great fervor, my lord. Why do you ask?
Because Laserbeak's frequency has been detected on radar.
But that's not possible. He's right here in Soundwave's torso.
Which is why this would appear to be an Autobot trick, designed to uncover our position and rescue a certain prisoner. But then, one has to wonder, how would they possibly manage to execute such a complex task without the proper facilities?
Allow me to troubleshoot. Optimus Prime! How dare you continue to live? Blast that Autobot into oblivion! The frequency isn't emanating from Prime, and it's still on the move. If I cannot find the source of the signal before it finds the warship, Megatron will have our heads. Come out, wherever you are. go. I need a ground bridge, now! At last, good riddance to a wretched species.
Although I will say they manufacture some fine-looking automobiles.
Are you sure confronting the Beastbot directly is the best option, Lord Megatron?
We shall see how His Majesty fares against the most powerful weapon in our vault, the Dark Star Saber.
Bravo, my liege. It isn't every day one witnesses the extinction of a species all over again.
One ultimate weapon coming right up. Where's tall, dark, and scaly?
Report.
Lord Megatron, the ship is under attack by the Autobots.
But the warship is cloaked. How is that possible?
The medic lives. Mobilize what remains of our forces. Still, Megalock must be defended at all costs.
Approaching your position.
What?
Scrap.
Attack!
Optimus, catch!
Lord Megatron! No! I will avenge you, Master!
Starscream, do not be a fool.
Curse you on your logic! Your elbow articulator is digging into my lateral flexor.
Do you intend to whine for the duration of the voyage?